Well, good morning, everyone. This is Keith with Positively Osceola. Welcome to Positively Osceola Live. And not just another morning, it is a very special morning because I get to have a discussion with a friend of mine, somebody that does so much for the community in many ways. We'll talk a little bit about that this morning. I want to welcome her to the show officially and make it happen. Good friend Michelle Incandela with Draper Law Office in Kissimmee. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you this morning?
Doing great. You're having an extraordinarily awesome hair day, I must say.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what it's all about, as we know.
It is, when you're young, you have all these aspirations, and you get older. And you say, not that you've gotten older, and you say, of course, the hair has lots to do with everything. Not really. Something to
Yeah,
say.
we got to be honest. A good hair day it makes a difference. We all know that. We all know
Get you out
that.
the door. Get you out the door
Mhm.
faster. No doubt about
Well,
that.
well,
So
thank you. And good morning to you, and good morning to everyone in Osceola.
that's right. That's right. And so we get to do a lot of great things. We could have. I'm thinking we could have a 2 hour show and not run out of things to speak
Yeah,
about.
I agree.
I agree. Um, So we probably should get right at it. We've got some people popping in. So why don't we make it official? That work for you?
That works.
There we go. So again, I get to welcome Michelle Incandela, and she's an attorney with Draper Law Office, and not too far from where I am, right in downtown Kissimmee. Certainly, you serve the greater Central Florida community. But why don't you, for those folks who don't know who you are, which they should get to know you, of course, and what you do, and how Draper Law Office has served the community, what you focus on in your law firm.
Mhm. Okay, yeah, sure. So for anyone who hasn't met us before, Draper Law Office is in downtown Kissimmee, right across the street from the courthouse. We've been there since 1984, and what we do primarily is personal injury and family law. So myself, I'm a personal injury attorney, and I help people who have been involved in accidents get their lives back together after they've been involved in an accident, or a family member's been involved in an accident or had an injury. And I do that with Charlie Draper, who would love to be here today if he didn't have the flu. And Charlie has just been an incredible community leader since he got here to Florida back in the early 80s and started Draper Law Office in 1984. And it's a great place, and we absolutely love, serving the community. Osceola's wonderful, and we love being able to help, our neighbors and our friends and Osceola County residents.
I think about it sometimes when you were saying that about being a community leader, and you're no question, Draper Law has been part. I always say it's like not just in the community or part of the community. It's really a truth. And sometimes I think about it. How would it be to run a business or lead an organization and not consider that? Because not everybody does. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the reality. Not everybody does, and I understand. I guess because we are so busy, right? I could ask you, how much has the profession changed since 1984? I mean, it's vast, right?
Well, we could do hours and hours just on that topic alone.
No doubt.
Just like every other profession has changed, there's a lot more um, time required, of all of us. It's much more intense, and it becomes the same issue for us as other professions, where it's really about trying to balance, because there's so much required in being able to, work for your clients, and that's really always our main goal, is making sure that we're doing the best that we can for our clients and their families, and trying to balance that with our own personal lives, and also trying to make a difference, because you can get so wrapped up in the operations of your business that you forget about, the world around you. And we found that it's more important for us, and there's such great satisfaction in it, that to make the time, we force ourselves to make the time to get out there and work with the community and do community events, and some special ones that we're going to talk about, later on, I know. But really do make sure that we set that time aside, because not only is it important to the community, but it also balances, that constant workload that you have with something that's so positive and uplifting. It just really enhances. I mean, we love what we do, and we get to help people as part of our jobs, right? So that's rewarding, but it's also very grueling and very intense. And being able to get out there in the community and help in a way that's sort of not as intense, but a lot more fun, and also so rewarding, that's incredible. So, I think that we're all kind of dealing with the same things. We have less time and more requirements on us, but I really encourage everybody, especially if you're a business owner, to start thinking about putting that time aside, because it's so satisfying, and the benefit that you get from it is amazing, and the community benefits from it. So anything that you can do to be involved, 100%, I would absolutely encourage that.
And, there's something very special about getting into another area of the community. And I've got a couple photos real quick I popped up that we were able to both do together with my wife, Lisa, and you were just, it was a great day. You did such a super job. And we got to see this young lady who was a paraprofessional, but I'll let you say something about it. But what a great photo right here.
I don't know about great, but I do love the lady in that photo. She was amazing.
Yeah, she came out of her room, and it was an emotional thing, and just great to see people that are out there. She's obviously she was kind of surprised. I think I've got another couple of photos of that particular.
That was one of the best events I've attended. Just to let the people who may not have seen that yet, and if you haven't seen it, I would encourage you to go look at the video of that. But she was our paraprofessional of the month. Draper Law Office and Positively Osceola does the featured teacher and paraprofessionals of the month events, and this is I think she goes down as one of my absolute favorites, because she, when we do these events, we're usually busting into a classroom and we're surprising the teacher, the professional. And we have, how we come in with cowbells and noisemakers and confetti wands. And generally they're just so, shocked. A lot of them just kind of stand there like deer in the headlights. They don't know what's going on. She was so immediately overwhelmed with emotion. And you just knew how important it was to her to be recognized for everything that she did, and rightly so. She's incredible. So they all are. That these events are so fun to do, because you get to reward someone and acknowledge them and validate them for the incredible work that they do. It's so much fun, and that is absolutely going to be one of my favorites, no question.
Yeah, that was Lakeview Elementary, and her name was Ashley Galarza, and she was just awesome.
She was.
When she came out of the room, I'm like, oh my gosh, like Dr. Pace said, I think we scared her, but clearly she was okay. But it was a lot of fun. So we appreciate that we get to do that with you. It's one of our blessings to hang out with you guys, and very cool moment. So we're also going to be talking about some things that you have in the planning stage, and you're just starting to do now. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? I've got a few photos from that as well.
Yeah, that we're starting to do. Well, we started thinking about, because we love the featured teacher event so much, and we love the ability to, do some good out there and bring some attention to members in the community that are so deserving, that we're starting to work with you guys, our partners, Positively Osceola, and Animal Services in St. Cloud. And this actually, the idea for collaborating with Animal Services actually came from one of my daughters, Lexi, because we were talking about how, there's such an issue with, animal population right now, and so many dogs and cats need homes, but if you're an animal lover, and I know you are, and I am, and a lot of the people that I know are, we max out, with how many animals we can actually have.
No doubt.
And so we kind of get into that situation of, well, I'd love to, but I can't take them all, especially if you're in a homeowners association, you have limits on how many you can have in your house. And she said, you really need to do something. You should get together and do something with animal services and help other people be able to adopt. And so I said, that's a great idea. And we reached out to them, and I spent some time there. Gosh, great people, really, really great people, just trying so hard and spending their days working to get those beautiful creatures into wonderful forever homes. But I spent some time out there this week, and I'm going to be going back and realize that there's a lot that we can do on our end. Not just adopting. Of course, if you can adopt, there's so many wonderful cats and dogs there right now that really need homes, and the shelter's got quite a lot of them at the moment. And there's other ways to help too, but one of the things that we're going to be doing is working with Positively Osceola and Animal Services to be sponsoring some dogs each month, and maybe cats, and who knows what other critters are going to be looking for homes, and going out there and spending some time with them to show people a little bit about who they are. Because I know sometimes people want to adopt and they're looking, but all they get is that one picture, and that's Lucy. That's Lucy. Let me tell you about Lucy. I met Lucy, and she is a love. She's a gorgeous redhead. But from the picture that I first saw of her, it was one of those smaller pictures, and I expected Lucy to be a dachshund. I thought she was going to be a little, one of those little dogs. And she's a big girl. She's a big girl. She's a hound dog, and she actually howls like a hound dog. I would try, but I do a terrible hound dog impression. But she's so sweet and so loving. I can't wait for her to get a forever home. And she's one of the dogs that we're sponsoring right now. Go down and meet Lucy. My gosh, she's a darling. But and I met a couple of the other dogs too. Well, maybe if we have time, we can talk about them.
Sure.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to go down there, and we're going to highlight some of these wonderful little, wiggle butts. I think, is that Leo or Ollie? I think that might be Ollie. Just, gosh, adorable. I think when he sat down to get the treat, she said, give me a paw. And he was like, here, paw, 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 paw. I mean, friendly, sweet, big, giant wiggle butt. And gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So what we want to do is we want to get them out there and let people know who they are, and that they're there waiting for you to go give them a home, if that's an option for you. But also, we'll be doing some, information on educating the community about how they can help if they can adopt. One of the things that we're going to do in the office is we're going to have a drop box for donations. I mean, I don't know if everyone's aware, but the Animal Services is located in St. Cloud. And if you're in Osceola, you're probably spending a lot of your time complaining about traffic as it is. So if you're not in the St. Cloud area, it may not be convenient for you to run over there to make donations.
Right.
So we're going to have a box in our office. We're right across the street from the courthouse in Kissimmee, and we'll have a box there. So if you're in the Poinciana or Kissimmee area and you'd like to donate some items that Animal Services needs for their puppies and their kittens and their other wiggle butts over there, you can drop it off by our office, and we'll take it over to the St. Cloud area for you. Just briefly, there's a list on their webpage, I know, of things that they use for donations, but there's all sorts of things that we can help them out with, like peanut butter for the dogs. And I know Publix has those buy one, get one sales all the time. So I for myself, I'm going to make a note that when they do have those sales, even if it's an item that I don't necessarily need, like peanut butter, I'm going to be picking that up so that I can donate that to the dogs. Bleach, cleaning items, office supplies, all sorts of things. So you can check that out on their webpage, and we're going to be giving more information about, what they're needing over there, because if we can support them, the more support they have, the better job they can do of finding these wonderful animals homes.
And I wanted to put this picture back up because I couldn't not do that.
It's just, that is I'm telling you, in person, very, very kissable face. And I love these pictures. They do a great job. I mean, they're just adorable. But when you see them in person, and their personalities just come out right away. And I know that even though they're in the shelter and it's an exciting and environment, there's all these other dogs around and a lot of distractions. Once they kind of run and get their initial energy out, and you start to see just these beautiful little personalities and how much they really would love to be in a forever home. So It's just, yeah, we're excited. We're excited to be able to bring some attention to them, and some of them have been there longer than others.
Right.
It'd be really nice to get them out. But there's all sorts of just so much that we can do, and we're excited. We're just getting this project off the, to a start now, so it's just getting rolling, and I'm excited because I love to be able to. It's really nice to be able to help people, and it's also wonderful to be able to know that you can help animals.
Absolutely. And it's obvious. I mean, there are a lot of folks moving into our area. The secret's out, as I say, and we realize we see a lot of cars. That's a completely different conversation. A lot of humans around. So, however you're looking at that, I think what we don't seem to talk about is there's an increase in animal population.
Right.
And then we just kind of, you talk about the, Osceola County Animal Services on, I guess it's on, my brain's not working. But anyway, not Canoe Creek.
Is it by Old Canoe Creek Road?
Yeah, it is. And, you forget that's a huge weight on those folks. They do a great job. They have forever.
Yeah.
You don't hear about it. They just have to take on that job, and it is what it is. And so it's great that you have a heart, a passion, that you care. I mean, I know you personally. I know you care about a lot of things, and that this is one of those things. And so you and Charlie, certainly, of course, and looking forward to getting him back to bug him a little.
Yeah.
But this is a big thing. And so one more time, kind of give folks that may have heard this today or will hear this, how they can help Draper Law Office, certainly in this particular initiative, to help Osceola County Animal Services, and what just a quick brief way to get a hold of you.
So they're going to start seeing posts on our Facebook page, and we're going to be posting about events, and we're going to be visiting animal services frequently and posting about the animals. So if they want to find more information, they can go to our Facebook page, and we'll be sharing that. And Positively Osceola, I want to thank you, because as soon as we said that we wanted to do this, you said, we're going to help and partner, and we're going to be we're so appreciative of that support also, because we know that you guys are just as much animal lovers as we are. You have your fur babies, and we know that they're important to you also. But we're going to be posting on our Facebook page, and we're going to be letting you know not only who's there at the shelter, but a little bit more about them and about other ways that they can help besides adopting, like fostering, donations, and what they can do to support. But yeah, so our Facebook page and Positively Osceola's Facebook page is going to be a good source for information in the future.
Awesome. Loving it. What a great thing to do. And, certainly summertime too, right? We just see a lot of increase in animals, and it does go up and down. I mean, if you're somebody, and this, if you're somebody who reaches out to the Osceola County Animal Services, there are times when they are just absolutely I don't want to say overwhelmed, but they're certainly chock full of furry creatures over there. So
I think they're overwhelmed right now. I think right now, they have an awful lot of dogs, especially right now, and they're about to enter kitten season. I didn't know there was a kitten season, but apparently there is, and we're about to embark on that. But they have dogs like Lucy, and they have Leo, and just so many of them. And they're incredible. But there are a lot of them right now, and I know that they are reaching out to the community for help and saying, hey, if you're considering it, please help us out. Please come in and consider adopting one of these, because they're wonderful. And the shelter staff, a lot of people, don't understand how much the staff actually loves and cares for these animals, and they get to know their personalities, and they'll tell you. And I love that they really want to work so hard to find the right fit for your family. Sometimes you see a picture of your dog and they say, that's the dog I want to adopt. But when you get to the shelter, they say, well, listen, this is a really high energy dog. If you're looking for a dog that really wants to be more of a couch potato, then look at Fred or, Lucy over here, because they're the ones that are going to want to watch Netflix with you for 4 hours. Whereas, Axel wants to run 3 miles on the treadmill. So they want to match the right fit with your family, so that bond lasts forever, and they become just a member of your family. And you know how that works. But they're so great with them. They really are. And so talk to them and find out information, and let them help you find that, perfect new family member.
See, if I had room for another, it would be one that would sit next to me on the couch and watch The Mandalorian.
Right. And there's a number of them there that would absolutely love to do that with you, Keith. I'm telling you, they have different personalities just the way we do. And the shelter staff will tell you, hey, Boo Boo over here would absolutely love that position. And a lot of them will make also great office. We have office pets. I know you've been to our office before.
Couple.
We have kitties in our office. That's why we have to ask everyone that comes in, are you allergic? Because they'd be in a different room. But they just bring so much to even an office setting. And sometimes people overlook the fact that the right animal would be perfectly happy coming to work and are great in office settings. And our clients, the majority of our clients who aren't allergic, absolutely love them, and they reduce stress. They make it a better experience for the client. So that's something to consider if you're a small business owner.
Yeah, I'd love to have an office cat. I'm sure my wife would say, if she's listening, she's thinking, we want an office cat.
I know she does.
We'll have to renegotiate on that one, but we certainly are interested. Well, I appreciate you being here today. Certainly, this is kind of a start to the conversation, and much more to come for sure. I look forward to seeing all the beautiful faces of these animals, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Great, and thank you, Positively Osceola, for all you're doing as well.
Yeah, we're having a blast. It's what we do.
It's what you do. It's what you do. Sure is.
We forget we're even working half the time.
That's right.
That's the idea. Well, again, I appreciate you being here today, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Certainly, summer is coming 150 miles an hour. So I look forward to speaking to you, and certainly Charlie as well. And this is an exciting time of the year as the kids are finishing up the school year. So lots to do, lots to talk about. We appreciate you spending time with us.
Absolutely, and thank you as always. Everyone in Osceola have the most wonderful and positive day.
There you go. Well said. Well said. Love that. All right. So again, Keith with Positively Osceola for Positively Osceola Live, along with Michelle Incandela, attorney at Draper Law Office, together making a positive difference in and around Osceola County. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.